Inheritance and aggregation are two very different but very important principles of any object-oriented structure. The difference between inheritance and aggregation is best understood through looking with a little common sense at real-life examples. Aggregation is a way of grouping together objects that are not in their nature similar necessarily, but should be grouped together for some entirely separate reason. For instance, a pet shop can contain a lot of animals, but the animals would not inherit from the pet shop because the animals are not a kind of pet shop, whereas panthers are a kind of cat and cats are a kind of animal, so that structure uses inheritance. Let's have a look at the way aggregation of objects can work. We're going to take out these instantiating commands down here, and we're going to create a new class, and this class will be called pet shop, and it's not going to inherit from any of the other classes we've defined at the moment. Now we're going to set up some attributes within the pet shop class, and the first of which is going to be an array which is going to contain all the pets that we add to the pet shop, that we add to instances of the pet shop class, I should say. Then we're going to need a cache variable which is going to store the amount of cache that the pet shop holds at any one time. We're going to make an add pet function. Now this add pet function is actually going to create new instances of the animal that we want to add to our pet shop stock. And we're going to specify the class that we're going to call them from, the price, and the color. So we're going to set up a little variable called nPets, and what that's going to do is it's going to count the number of pets that are contained within the pet shop object array pets. So that's going to see how many pets are already in the pet shop. At the moment 0, or from the moment that the pet shop is instantiated it will be 0, and then we want to add a new pet to the pets array. In this case it will be 0. So the pets array element 0, which is the first element, that will be the first time this function is called. The next time it'll be 1 and 2 and so on. Then we say new pet class. Now as we can see, we can create a new instance of an object without even knowing the name of the kind of animal that we want to create. So this will allow us to automate the process of creating the animals. Then we're going to add a price to the animal itself, and we're going to store that price on the animal. So our animal, whatever it ends up being called, will have a new attribute thanks to this function, which is going to be its price tag, maybe hanging around its neck. Then we're going to make a sell pet function, and all we're going to need for this is the pet number, because our pets are going to be stored numerically in an array. The pet shop of course will not name the pets, that'll be up to the owners, so our pets are simply known by the number, say the number of the part of the shop that they're sitting in. In the case of our pet shop class it's going to be the number of the element of the array. Then we're going to have sell pet function, and what that's going to do is it's going to add to the cache variable the price of the pet, and we're going to have to specify which pet we want, so we're going to use all the way through, as you can see, we're using these operators to specify the attributes of these objects. Then we have to remove from the pets array the element that we've just sold, the pet that we've just sold to the customer. So we're going to use the array splice function. And what this does is it takes as its arguments the array, in this case this pet, and then the element that we want removed, and then the number of elements that we want removed altogether, in this case only one. Then we'll perhaps add a little notice to say that a particular pet has been sold, then we're going to type in the cache. You'll notice that I escaped the $sign, otherwise PHP is going to assume that by putting in a $sign I am trying to define a variable. Then we're going to put a couple of line breaks after that.